In other words, when you embark on a journey, it must be fruitful and you must see the results of the journey instead of going on a white goose chase.
Did Senghor impress you?
Yes, I also read some of Senghor's works. Senghor wrote about negritude, about those
Black
Africans who were in Europe studying at the time, and then they lost their Africanness, and they were feeling homesick or nostalgia. And when he was in Paris in those days, he documented this thing in writing. And Senghor, in fact, I was invited to St. Augustine's High School some years ago when Dr. Charles Mendy, my classmate, was the principal. And my text was based on the life and times of Leopold Sedar Senghor as a role model for them. And I quoted negritude, and I quoted his verses, and more importantly, I said that Leopold Sedar Senghor was the first African to sit in the French Academic Council. And they are the intellectuals which every 10 years review the French dictionary. And they sit around a table of gold chairs in Paris called the Immortals. So I think he was really somebody worthy of mention.
You must have been a public speaker during your school days.
Yes, indeed.
Taking part in debates and things like that.
Yes. Father Goff was very keen about that. We used to have competitions. We used to go to Gambia High School and then Nusrat and this, and we go around. It's good, and it gives you the art of advocacy, and be able to communicate efficiently and to make sure your audience understand what you are saying. It's no point trying to communicate and then there is a communication deadlock.
Now comes the law career. Thinking of becoming a lawyer. Where did you study?
Well, I studied law at Buckland University College in Oxford from 1989 to 1994 as a self-sponsored student. My late mother, Mrs. Desi Carroll of Blessed Memory, sponsored my fees. It was very expensive. We paid in pounds sterling as foreign fees. But thank God today, at the university here, we have the law at our doorsteps, thanks to President Jammeh for his innovation in bringing law and justice to the doorstep of every Gambian. So I think that's a very commendable move. It was very expensive. It was in a faraway country, but I quickly acclimatized and returned home with flying colors.
Now you are a senior university lecturer. You were my lecturer, by the way.
Yes, at GTTI.
At GTTI. I did a diploma in law, and you were there doing immigration law.
Yes, and ILEX.
Yeah, and ILEX as well.
Yes.
And now you are at the
Faculty of Law.
University
Yes, I was one of the founding founder law lecturers there. And in fact, we offer the 4-year LLB program, Bachelor of Laws. You have to pass through that stage first, and then you go to the law school, of which Mr. Justice Raymond Sock, now acting Chief Justice, is the director. And when you get your BL, then you're a fully fledged lawyer.
Now, how do you see the legal scenario in the Gambia now?
Well, I think the legal fraternity is now taking a different dimension, because we have just produced 18 lawyers yesterday, homegrown lawyers, and I'm happy to say that they all passed through me in the university. I think the question of private lawyers charging high fees will soon be a thing of the past. Because in economics, we talk about supply and demand. So we don't intend to flood the market, but we are trying to make sure we satisfy the manpower needs of the Ministry of Justice and the judiciary, which is the legal sector of the Gambia. And when that is done, I think we'll be going a long way towards attaining the educational goals of Vision 2020.
There is something I marvel about you, anyway, and I must commend you on that. You like to use a lot of Latin whenever you're dealing with legal issues or talking about legal terms and explaining legal things. You use a lot of Latin.
Yes.
Do people envy you because you do that?
Well, most people admire, but I think Latin is a very scholarly language. It is difficult to understand, but whenever I use a Latin phrase, I simplify it for people to understand. There's no point saying something above the heads of people. By using a Latin maxim, I translate. In fact, there's a book called Lawyers Latin, sold at Timbuktu Bookshop. And I tell all my students, you must have that for your lectures. And believe you me, they are so good at it. I thought that they were born in Rome, some of them. But it's a matter of practice. Delegatus non potest delegare. Delegated powers must not be sub-delegated. Qui priore est tempore, potio est jure. He who is first in time has priority in law. You just go to narrative and then translate.
Did you practice in the courts?
Yes, when I just came, yes. Yes, when I just came, first I was a state counsel, then senior state counsel, and then principal state counsel, then registrar of companies, then curator, registrar of companies, and then deputy solicitor general, and finally solicitor general.
But you've never gone private?
No.
You've always with the government of the Gambia?
Yeah, exactly, yes.
What's the advantage?
Well, it's a big advantage. You can have a very well...
You travel all the time?
Not necessarily travel. You travel is part of the package, but you enhance your CV. That's the advantage. And also a sacrifice. Of course, you are loyal to your state and your government. It's not the money, not all that matters. People are only after money. Well, there is more to life than money. I believe in self-actualization and self-satisfaction. And in the process of doing that, you have a wide experience from the different areas of the law. And you have a bird's eye view from a vantage point. And that's a big advantage. Rather than you finish your law, you go to one-man show chambers, that person is having a very myopic approach of the law, and you are not the better off. So I think the Ministry of Justice is a good place of privilege. I advise any new lawyer to come and join there, or judiciary. You can get a good first-hand on-the-job experience.
And most lawyers will not want to come to the Ministry of Justice because they may say their salary is not much, probably about $10,000 a month. And when they look at a private practice, if you win a case, probably you make about 20% of the whatever is due to the one who wins the case.
Yes.
So that is a huge sum of money compared to somebody in the Ministry of Justice as a state counsel earning $10,000 a month.
Yes, that is financially true. But what I'm saying, all that will still be a thing of the past, because everything is dictated by supply and demand. The more lawyers you have in the market, prices will come down inevitably, because the University of Gambia is playing a very good role in satisfying the manpower needs in the legal sector. So as I said, that will soon be a thing of the past.
Now, we have lost the Chief Justice, Justice Ajim, and now we have an acting Chief Justice in the person of Raymond Sock.
Yes, Justice Raymond Sock.
He's a friend of yours?
Oh, yes, very good friend, colleague, brother, and my former boss. I worked under him as Solicitor General, and he became the Minister of Justice eventually. And also we are together in the Law Reform Commission. I think under the Constitution, it says, I forgot the section, it says that whenever there's a vacancy in the office of Chief Justice, the President may appoint the most senior Supreme Court judge to act.
Shall or may?
May. So it's a discretion. So okay. It's not bound to, it's discretionary. So and then the cloak has fallen on Justice Raymond Sock to be acting Chief Justice for a period of 6 months.
What can you say about him?
He's a very good, hard-working man, very dedicated. After he finished his stint at the Attorney General's chambers, he was the first Director General of the African Center for Democracy and Human Rights Studies, which is now headed by Mrs. Anna Foster. And he laid the foundation stone for that institute, which is a Pan-African institute. And he left a good legacy behind, and I'm sure I can speak highly of him in glowing terms.
We'll come back to your profession as a lawyer, but you also you're also a writer.
Yes, I'm a writer.
What have you published? What have you done in that field? In
that domain? Yes. First of all, when I was doing my master's degree in environmental law at the University of Wales, Aberystwyth, around 2000, I published my thesis or dissertation on the topic, the legal rights, duties, and obligations of the riparian state of the Gambia under international sub-regional environmental laws and convention. That's one. And also I co-authored another book with the former Chief Justice Ajim and with Justice Salawada, who is also now a court appeal judge, on the criminal procedure in the Gambia experience. And I also co-authored another book entitled The Rights of Women in West Africa, Violence Against Women. And right now in the pipeline, I intend to publish one more book entitled The Diversity of Laws. That's in the making. I'm compiling the manuscript right now. So in the fullness of time, that will be accomplished.
You were a table tennis champion.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's your pastime thing, one of your hobbies.
Yes, you're right. When we were growing up in Banjul, there used to be a place called King George V Hall in Allen Street.
And you played with Dan Dow, the likes of Dan Dow.
Dan Dow and Bami Jain, the former ambassador of Gambia to America, to the U.S., Freddie Blell, my other brother, Bola Carroll, and my younger brother, Sam Carroll. We all played tennis. Because when we were young, my father used to was a merchant, sell indoor games. So at a very early age at home, I used to give them a good beating. So from there, I found my way to become a champion. We went to Senegal, and I captured the cup there. And the cup is still with me for a lifetime.
This is the interview. My guest is Dr. Henry Darlington Richmond Carroll. Dr. Carroll is my guest today. Doctor, you have a piece of musical instrument here. This is the mouth organ.
Harmonica.
Harmonica.
Yes.
I used to play some of that, but then as time goes on, I just decided to just abandon it. Yeah. But you have a mouth organ here, and you claim to be a musician. And doesn't mean that you're only a musician of the mouth organ?
No, no,
the harmonica?
I play the harmonica,
guitar,
I play the
organ?
mouth. You see, the principle is that they say ABC of music. And once you know that, you can play almost every other instrument. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, la.